You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR-LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
That is correct. We are WRLR. This is 98.3. You're listening to us, and we just heard a train come by, the good old classic character of this train station, radio station, don't you think?
Yeah, or Waking Up Lake County, everybody, for whoever's getting their kids ready to get out the door on this lovely school morning.
You might want to shield the kids from the radio now because we have a little bit of a scandalous breakup theater topic that we're going to be talking about today. And the topic today is my neighbor. My neighbor, his name, we'll call him Jay today. And the way, I'll let him tell the story, but the way the story started from what he told me was he had this feeling in his gut that something was not right with his relationship. And so when he got up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, he did some hunting. And we'll find out. We'll find out exactly what he found out. So Jay, are you there?
Was
Jay?
it like a hunting in his bed with his, like a sex game or something?
It was not a sex game, was it, Jay?
A sex game?
That's what she just asked. She was trying to be funny, but I guess you didn't. You probably only heard half of it. I just teed it up for you. So recently you felt like things were getting a little different with you and your girlfriend, and so you got up to pee in the middle of the night and did some hunting. So take it from there. Tell us the story.
Yeah, here's the problem. Before we even talk about that, I'm told that I'm not allowed to cuss.
Right.
You know,
Right. Well, that will be difficult, but just
that is incredibly difficult. So watch the vernacular.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah, oh, by the way, before I even start, she texted me. She's listening right now because I told her I was going to call you. She's listening right now, and she said that if I call you and I tune into this and I talk, she's going to call the cops. So if you're pounding on the door, I'll do you a solid for your show, and I'll phone off while I answer the door.
On what grounds?
Well,
the cops
I think
are say,
that
what are the cops going to say?
she doesn't have a right.
He can talk to whoever he wants to.
Yeah, I mean, cops really don't do anything anyway.
What law are we breaking?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I understand to say that I don't have a single bead of sweat going down my forehead right now.
Well, that's good. Neither do I.
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah.
So take us back to the genesis of the story and that feeling you had in your gut, and then what you did.
All right. So there was she's a sweetheart. I'm not going to trash her completely, but sometimes she's not, and when she's not, it gets vicious. Like a lot of bad shit. I really don't want to get into it, but here's what happened. The relationship started going south, and I was like, okay, something's up. You know, like I had this instinct, like something's I almost did it.
So, you said the last couple of months started going south, right?
Yeah, like hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, I was like, you know, I've had relationships before, and it hasn't been like this.
How
hasn't
old?
Been like this.
Just out of curiosity, to set this up a little bit, how old are you, and how old is Emily?
I'm 35. She's 32.
Okay, so you guys are young. Millennials. Okay, all right.
Carry on.
Yeah. So I started to get this instinct, like something's up, you know? And my rule is I don't badger people. I don't pester people. I don't stay on people. So I don't go through her emails. I don't go through her phone. I mean, I have all the passwords and everything because she gave them to me, but I don't do that. I leave it alone. You know, don't go through my stuff. I'm not going to go through your stuff. I'm not that insecure, you know? But I don't know. I kind of felt something was up. So I looked. I got up in the middle of the night and I looked through her phone. I broke my rule. I went through her phone, and sure enough, she's seeing a guy. They're talking about like anal sex and, you know, you like it rough, and, you know, you like this and you like that, and I miss your smell and cuddling and all this shit.
Gosh. Wow. So obviously something was going on. It wasn't just texting.
So your instinct was right. Yeah.
And then also she was badgering me, which is a major problem. She's talking to her friends about me derogatory. Like I had second-degree burns on half my body, and I was in a lot of pain. I could barely walk. And she was taking photos and videos of me secretly and sending it to her friends and being like, oh, gross. I could smell the infection and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm injured. You know, it was my fault. I went camping and I didn't put sunscreen on and I got burnt really bad because I'm fair. But you're going to text your friends and tell them, you know, look at this loser. You know,
she was ripping on you bad.
But
Yeah.
I don't think she was calling you a loser. I mean, she didn't use that word.
She actually
and,
did,
you know,
didn't she?
Did she say
Yeah.
the word loser?
You'd be wrong. I sent Ed an audio, and I'll send you another one that I record where she's outright calling me a loser.
Okay. That's not nice. Yeah.
And she was she was calling she was calling you that to her friends in the text as well when she was like texting them the pictures, right? Like, look at this loser or whatever you mentioned.
To be honest with you, I really didn't want to go through the text because I knew full and well that if I read what she's saying to other people, I'm going to cringe because I know that she's got a bit of a poor opinion about me. But the level that it went to, I was like, oh my God, I don't talk about her like that. You know, I'm not disparaging. The worst I do is I tell my friends exactly what happened, you know.
Do you tell the full truth, though, or do you exaggerate?
No, I do not exaggerate. I say what occurred. And I try to be accurate because I don't want to be disparaging because I actually respect my partner, you know, but this is over the top. So at this point, I'm like, I'm looking through it, I'm reading it, I'm like, okay. So then I just straight up call the guy. You know, I'm like man to man because I'm looking through it and I see that she doesn't mention at all that she has a boyfriend. So I'm like, maybe this guy doesn't know that I exist, and he's talking like affectionately. So I'll call him.
Okay.
So I did.
So before you called him, do you really care? Like, if you're going to break up with her, do you really want to talk to him, or are you calling him because you're like, hey, dude, back off. This is my girlfriend.
No, not at all. No, before I even called him, I moved out. Yeah, I moved all my stuff out.
Then why do you care? Like, why didn't you just let him?
This
like,
is actually an interesting reason.
Yeah,
and
like I would.
I agree with his reason. So hear him out here.
I want to hear him out, but I'm just curious as to like why I wouldn't call.
So
but anyway,
it's called bro code. I'm just letting him know as a bro. You need to. Yeah, that's what it's called.
No, he just
back me up on this.
Yeah,
I'm
I
letting
agree.
another man know. Your girlfriend has been seeing me for a year and a half, and I don't think you know about me, and you should know. I'm done with the relationship, but you should know. I'm just being nice. I'm dude to dude, you know, guy to guy.
She's two-timing both of us.
She's seeing me for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So,
did you ever figure out how long she was seeing that guy?
No, I was scrolling through for a while, and after a while, I just got tired of it. I was like, all right, how much more of this do I need to see, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't go all the way back in text history. I found enough to confirm that I was correct, and I wasn't being a creep going through her phone. And then I was like, all right, yep. So that was that. So then I called the guy, and it rang, and I went to voicemail, and I left the voicemail. And my voicemail was like, hi, my name is Jason, last name. My number is 312, blah, 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 blah. I've been dating Emily for a year and a half. I'm her boyfriend. I'd appreciate if you gave me a call back at your earliest convenience, and thank you, and I'll talk to you. Click. And then he blocked me like a – see, I almost up.
Like a female body part.
Yeah.
Well, and then he started texting her.
Yeah, he started texting her, and he started freaking out. He was like, oh, you know, I really don't appreciate this, and I don't know what he's going to do, and you know, what if he knows where I live? I know where he lives, and I'm not going to do anything. You know, when I was going through, he was like, oh, here's my address, and here's my apartment number. Come meet me. Like, I know the address. I looked him up just to make contact, you know.
Did you look him up to see what he looked like, too, to compare, like, you and him?
What did you say? I'm sorry?
Did you look him up to compare you and him to, like, what does he look like compared to me, blah, blah, blah?
No, I don't care at all. No, I didn't look for photos or Facebook or anything like that. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I was just trying to reach out to a guy.
But I think you do care because you went the extra mile of calling, so you obviously care about.
You'd be mistaken.
It's the bro code, you know, paying it forward.
Oh, everybody likes to know what someone else looks like. Like, okay, actually, what does she look like? Does she have dark hair, blonde hair, short hair, big, tall, fat, big boobs, small boobs? Like, what does she have that I don't?
What you're doing is called classic projection. you would do that, but I don't do that.
And
So
I know Jason, and I would do that too. I would do the same thing you would do,
Okay.
Maura. But I know Jason, and that's just not the type of person he is.
Right.
So, that's
Well, this
definitely
is
typical.
a radio show, so we are trying to get dive deep here. So,
Yeah. So, so that was it yesterday afternoon. Go ahead, Jay.
I really don't care, what he looks like or, what kind of car he drives. I don't care. The guy doesn't matter. The infidelity is what matters. I was just reaching out to him to be like a bro. And I briefly considered contacting an ex.
A previous ex of hers.
Yeah, just get some sort of clarity, because the deception at this point is a bit nuts. But I ultimately decided not to do that.
Well, why would you call an ex of hers? What is that like? Why? Who cares? Like, just let her go.
I feel like I've been deceived, and this for me is like an education.
But you know what? Like, you had this relationship, you found out, you decided to leave. So why do you need to keep calling people? It's just going to make you feel worse about yourself. I mean, what more information do you want? It kind of sounds like now, like it's too much. Like, I wouldn't go dive into my ex's, like, ex-girlfriends. I wouldn't care. Like, just chalk it up to what it is.
Oh, and he didn't go down that road, but he wanted to just what did you say, Jason? You wanted to sort of figure out the lay of the land, or what do you what was your logic there? You didn't do it, which is good, but
well, it's educational. So
yeah.
Obviously, after this, I'm going to have another relationship eventually. But what I want to do is get some sort of footing. So when something like this happens again, I want to be able to detect it early. God knows how long this has been going on. It's like that song, right? How long has this been going on?
Yeah.
So I reserve the right to learn from my mistakes and look for signs and see red flags. And in this relationship, I was very hands-off, meaning I went to work. I worked my ass off. I'm an electrician. I wire up, panels and circuits and stuff like that. And then I come home. And then I pay rent, and we drive around, we go to dinner, we do all this stuff. So for this to be going on behind my back when I'm a decent human being is, I almost cussed. But
well, obviously you were kind of doing something that was disturbing her. That maybe what you thought was fine was not fine with her. Where maybe you weren't holding her hand or snuggling her, or maybe you were coming home tired and you weren't asking her about her day, or maybe you weren't listening to her stories, or you just weren't, I don't know. Maybe there was something about what you were doing, because nobody just does that.
Let me add some clarity there. As far as not listening to her and being tired, that's completely incorrect. I'm basically.
Well, you did something, because nobody just does that.
Because Maura here is blaming you because she's a woman, so obviously you're a dude and she's got to blame the dude. Yeah.
Well, this is a radio show too, and there's people listening, right? So I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but I'm just saying from a woman's perspective. Obviously, from a woman's perspective, you weren't doing
unless the guy sucks.
You would not do something. She wouldn't do that unless you were doing something that was bothering her, that you weren't changing, or maybe she asked you to do something and you weren't listening to how she wanted you to do it.
Let me give you a little bit of perspective. It's FOMO.
What is FOMO?
Fear of missing out on what's out there beyond Jason.
Okay, is that a millennial term?
She literally said, I was just shopping around, and I have that on tape if you don't believe me.
And you were shopping around. So I would delete the tape and you know what? You obviously are a good guy, a hard worker. There's lots of girls out there. She was a girl that obviously, needed something different, and it just wasn't your connection. But there's someone out there amazing waiting for you that will appreciate and want you.
Honorable. You need to break up with a guy, stop seeing somebody, then go talk to somebody else. There's a serious lack of integrity when I'm, helping you pay bills and I'm staying with you, and then you're behind my back cuddling with somebody else and screwing around. That's a really poor character kind of thing to do, and I have to divorce myself from it.
Right.
Yep.
So, well, there's obviously someone amazing out there waiting for you that you just haven't met yet. So stay positive and delete those text messages and block her and get rid of the voicemails and just move on. And don't worry about like finding out and falling into her past because it's just going to hurt you more, you know?
And that's a couple of those things you mentioned are some of the things that I did mention to him yesterday. Just the moving on is the key word that I kept giving him is relief. When I went through my last breakup, when we finally dragged through the mud and we finally got over with, relief. So yeah, the sooner you can, stop. You don't have to dig anymore, obviously, but the sooner you can stop, doing secret recordings and actually being around her.
Yeah, just like, you know what, just block her and go out and meet someone else and maybe have like a rebound or whatever, not sexually, but like take a girl out on a date and just have some fun, nice fun.
Well, real quick, I'm not that needy or insecure where I need a rebound. I'm fine being alone. I'm an introvert. I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to be like, ooh, where's the next one? Because that's clingy and, I don't need that. I can be okay with myself. So, try to find another one, a rebound. No. I mean, if something comes along, sure, but I don't need that. I'm okay with just me. I don't need
that's good. Are you sure that wasn't the reason then why she went off is because you're like, I'm okay with just me? Maybe you had some of those qualities about yourself.
Some people don't like that independence. You're right. Some people don't.
Maybe you should, everybody's got to take a good look at themselves when things happen, no matter what it is. You lose a job or a friend or you get into an argument.
You said everybody needs to take a look at themselves?
Yes, everybody needs to take.
The one thing that nobody can accuse me of is not taking self-inventory. I'm the most brutal critic of myself.
Well, take it again.
I would agree with that.
Take it again.
Yeah,
so.
You're definitely, like I told you yesterday, you're very self-aware, and I agree with that completely.
Well, I think everybody thinks, and it's good that you think highly of yourself. I mean, that everybody should think highly of themselves. But obviously, you know what? There wasn't a connection there. It wasn't the right connection. So I would just drop it, move past, delete the text, the pictures, everything, move on. And then when the right person comes, that will be the person for you. And just be open with them.
This is the Dear Moore segment.
Maybe were you talking about marriage at all with her?
She had mentioned that she wanted to be married, and I said, "Well, we got some stuff we got to sort out first, you can't.
It was baggage.
You can't get wasted every night and shit like that, and we got to get this some other stuff that I'm not going to mention because it's personal. It's related to health.
Come on, just like break it out for a second because you already got personal enough.
It's pretty personal though, from kind of like not really putting things out there.
I have more that. I'm not going to talk about that. Bait denied. But I texted the guy. I texted the guy this morning through her phone because he blocks me like a female body part.
Well, you know what?
Pansy ass.
I guess he is scared because he thinks he's going to get, beat up and stuff like that. But
hey, Ed.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. So I texted him this morning. I used her phone because she told me last night, she was like, I didn't mess around and I told him this and he's a creep and blah, blah, blah.
So she's ripping on him to you?
Yeah.
That he's a creep. Wow.
So my thought process is let's remove the illusion here, okay? So I texted him and I was like, just so you know, Ed and I drug her up the stairs last night because she was too drunk to drive home. The bar took her keys and I had to go get them from her.
Yeah, that's the truth. I actually do that last night.
Yeah, my teammate brought me to the apartment and I got the keys to go back to the bowling alley to drive her home, and they were like, we took her keys. And so I took the first set of keys, and I drove her home. She was passed out in the freaking car. She was passed out, and I lost my train of thought.
We had to help her into the house, yeah.
Oh, so I texted him that. I said, just so you know, Ed and I drug her up the stairs, and we had sex yesterday. And I go, I hope that adds some clarity. And then I sent shoot a little winky face emoticon. Like, dude. I said, I'm using her phone. I'm using her phone because you blocked me, but here's what's happening. So that way he knows. Again, bro code. he knows what's happening.
I think
knows
you're
that-
just trying to get one up on him. Like, I had the last dig, so that's what I think you did. So, but it was nice that you helped her and everything, and she probably got wasted because of all the drama and stress and everything like that. But you obviously still cared enough to help her out. But
Because he's a good guy.
I think you were trying to get one up on him, but that's fine. I mean, she was your girlfriend anyway.
Well, he's acting like, I'm some sort of like mega threat to him, and I'm not. I mean, I'm not. I don't care. You have to understand, I'm apathetic at this point. I don't care. So, get one up on him. Maybe the winky face is a little over the top, but really
the emoji, okay.
Yeah, the little winky face is a little immature on my part, but
it's okay.
But man to man, I'm trying to let him know, like, look, dude, here's what's happening. I don't know what she's telling you.
I think either A, you still really like her because you care too much because you're trying to take her out, or two, I think.
Oh, no, trust me, I love her to death.
Okay.
But Jesus Christ.
So would you forgive her then and want to take her out on another date? She could get her act together.
Hell no.
Well, because we could call her right now and ask her if you'd like to go on a second date.
You don't have to call her. She's listening right now.
Oh.
Oh, hey, Jason.
Okay.
Before I got the other guy on the phone. Hold on a second. He's on the other line. He's on the other. Here you go. Here's the other guy.
All right.
Can you hear that, Jason? That's the other guy.
It's a baby crying.
That's the other guy crying when you texted him.
Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I'm pretty sure she's just her side piece, So what's going to happen is I'm gone. I'm not coming back. And then she'll probably try to get sort of commitment or security. And it's not going to happen because it was convenient when it's a side piece. I mean, this ain't my first rodeo. I've been here. So it's old motif at this point. So I'm over it.
Okay.
Well, we have another interview coming up in a few minutes, so we do have to let you go. But thank you for sharing the story. That was a wonderful breakup theater, first edition of breakup theater.
I like it.
Yeah, it was good stuff,
I do.
So.
I like it. Well, I'm sorry, and there's lots of other women out there that will definitely love you up. But thank you so much.
I'm not looking.
Jay, good luck with moving on, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Do you want to take a little break, and then we'll be back with we'll be back with what's his name? The
Chef Michael McDermott.
All right, we'll be back after this.